I'm Nick DiPaolo with Soul Collector Magazine, and welcome to Inside the Designer Studio, our original series where we talk to some of the best footwear designers in the industry. Today our guest is Peter Fogg. He's a Nike basketball senior designer, and he's been at Nike for 18 years. Thanks for coming on the show, Peter.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So can you just first tell me a little bit about how you first got interested in design?
Back when I was in high school, design was kind of like, not many people really knew what industrial design was or design, and I didn't have any idea what it was. It was, I was just interested in drawing. I took art classes and, my dad was a shop teacher, my mom was an art teacher, so it was kind of like just a natural for me to, I guess, kind of end up in a sort of design-related field. Yeah.
And did you go on to attend design school, or how did you start to navigate yourself into the professional
Yeah,
path?
I mean, I would say I was lost in the beginning. I was like in junior college, just like taking like basic classes and drafting classes, and I took some art classes, and one day one of the professors told me, if you like to draw cars, maybe you should explore industrial design. And I didn't even really know what it was at the time. This was my third year in junior college, and he suggested, check out San Jose State. My parents actually went to that college, so I thought, okay, I'll check that out. And I went 3 more years to San Jose State and got an industrial design degree, and kind of went from there. Decided I needed a change, and just started looking around. And I saw that Dave Scannoti worked at Nike, and he was an old classmate from San Jose State. And I called him up, and he actually was the design director in charge of all the designers at Nike at the time. And he said, yeah, we're hiring, and you should, consider coming down for an interview. So the interview kept getting postponed, and so I kept, like, every night I was like trying to draw shoes, and Nike was doing rollerblades at the time, so I was like drawing rollerblades at nighttime.
And was that kind of your first experience? Obviously you grew up drawing cars, but was that your first experience in footwear and really starting to learn how to draw shoes?
Yeah, it was. My only other maybe footwear kind of related thing was doing a scuba diving boot.
Mm-hmm. And what was the position you first landed, and what were some of the first projects you started to work on?
When I was interviewed, they asked, what category would you like to work in? And I was just like, I'll work in any category. I mentioned running and basketball, and they put me in running. And right when I was hired into running, they started to do like a lot of trail running shoes. And I was kind of like into trail running, and I used to ride a lot of dirt bikes, so I was just kind of like, I guess the feel of trail running kind of related to me. Mm-hmm. And so I worked on the first Humara, the Terry Humara, a lot of several shoes for like Europe trail running, the Certic and the Albus.
Nice.
First Gore-Tex shoe for running the Minot. So I had a great experience in running, and then I was in running for 6 years, and then I moved to ACG, which was another great category to work for at the time. We worked on boots, water shoes, sandals, so it was a great variety of the product.
And as you're starting to work on whether it's trail stuff, running stuff, and also, like you're saying, the aqua stuff, was there anything in particular you're looking to for inspiration, being that you're all of a sudden into this new field of footwear?
I always feel that concept cars and some of the designers that work on those are amazing, and they're really inspiring to me, just to see the new shapes and forms that automotive designers come up with sometimes. But the early trail running shoes were definitely inspired by kind of motorcycles and trail.
Okay.
Terra Humara was inspired by a disc brake on a motorcycle, and a lot of the trail running shoes that I was working on, we were trying to get them out of the sort of like the heavyweight, sort of clunky feel into more of a running feel, you know. So I was always trying to make them lighter weight, more functional, more better fit, but still keep them durable, you know.
So you mentioned the Terra series you did, a lot of the trail running stuff. To me, the really interesting thing is a lot of that stuff was a real technical trail shoe, but it really had an adoption casually. Was that at all something you were taking into account when you were designing some of those models? I mean, I remember I was in middle school at the time, so that's dating me, but I remember just everybody wearing those from a casual standpoint, which was maybe not the intent.
Yeah, that's true, and I guess it really kind of surprised me how popular. I mean, the Humara was like almost that was like my second shoe I worked on. You know, I was surprised at, I guess, how popular it became. And then the Terra Humara just kind of blew up. It was like they did an article in Vogue, I think in 1997, and they were talking about all these fashion models and, you know, famous people that were wearing it just for walking around the city, and it's like, oh wow, that's like, it was new to me because I was new to shoes, and you know, I always thought that, I guess I was a little naive, but I thought, well, okay, people are going to wear this for trail running, and that's all they're going to wear it for.